Okay, how's it going, guys? I figured I would make a video on this just to show you what it looks like. So I've got my Kone Pro Air here. It started having scroll wheel problems, and so I'm replacing the encoder on it. So the first bit of taking the whole scroll wheel apart was the first step. You don't need to take out any screws once you actually open the mouse up, but you can see this plastic shell at the front here. It fits through a little hole there, and it kind of rocks, and that's how it operates the scroll click. So to remove this, you have to sort of push it to one side and then gently use something like a spudger to sort of lift the other way on the little tab that holds it in place to pop it loose. And then you do the same on the other side, and then the whole thing comes out. And then it's got the encoder sitting in this little pocket on this side, and the scroll wheel is in the middle. So it's kind of like this. Anyway, you can see there's more plastic tabs here. So actually, to get it out, you have to bend these little arches on the side away and lift the scroll wheel and the encoder out from the middle. So sort of similar to how you pull this guy out from there. And then once you, and when you pop this guy loose, there's a cable that plugs in right there for the encoder that you have to work free as well. And then once you get the scroll wheel and the encoder together, removed from their little plastic cradle, then anyway, so yeah, kind of a convoluted process to get to this point. Anyway, these are a couple of ALPS encoders that I ordered for replacements, and basically what I wanted to show you guys is that the basic physical encoder is the same height, even though it's a 7mm, as this TTC 5mm encoder is. The difference in height comes entirely from the little metal tab here and these little ears on the side. So in order to make it fit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and clip off, come on, focus, there you go, this little part down here where it gets wider at the bottom. I'm going to clip that off on both sides. And then this bit in the center, this little tab that sticks down, I'll clip that off as well. And then it should be the correct size and height to fit where this one goes originally. Okay, so here we go. As you guys can see, I went ahead and clipped off the bits of the ALPS encoder. So now it should fit where the TTC went. The next step is to swap this cable over, which, as you can see, is soldered onto the back here. Start. Okay, yeah, okay. Gonna be more interesting trying to install the new one. Don't think. But overconfidence has gotten me into trouble previously, so. Stick it more or less like that. So for putting it back together, I had to go ahead and get that guy, fit it all the way in. When I was pulling them free, so the next step would be to fish the cable through the bottom there. And now I need to decide which side goes in first. If I remember correctly, I pulled the encoder out second when I was removing everything. So I'm going to try and see if I can install that side first. A-shaped plastic tab out my way. There we go. Okay. And then do the same on the other side here. There. Goes plunk. Okay, so part of it is that, let me grab the other one. Compared to the TTC encoder, the ALPS encoder is actually thinner. And so that's leaving a certain amount of wiggle room in here that it can wander around, which is not ideal. If I hold this in place, does it feel better? Oh yeah, that feels normal. So this whole sound is just the encoder not being snugly enough held in place. And try to add maybe some tape on the sides of the encoder. So if I can show this off. Yeah. You know, just some tape up on both sides. Try and help it fit in there properly. That's nice and snug. I don't want to force it in there and then have to take it back out immediately. So I can reassemble it with the scroll wheel. So just put everything together like that. And then try to actually test fit all of this. And just peel back this little A frame shape. Slide that in. And do the same thing on the other side. There we go. Oh yeah. And there's a tiny bit of rattle, but nothing bad. Okay. So that appears to be all connected. So then I have to fish this back around the side and under that guy. Like so. Okay. And then the back end of that fits under this little notch here. And then these front side guys have to get reinstalled, which is gonna require a bit of finagling there. Peel this side back there. Okay. Alrighty. Anyway, I'm gonna go plug it into my computer and make sure that the scroll wheel works with the new encoder before I buckle everything back up and act like it's done. Okay, so I tested it and everything worked, but it did have more rattle once the shell was reassembled than I was really happy with. So what I've done is I've just popped the encoder and the wheel back out of their little hole here, and I'm just going to try and lubricate them. Work this in a little bit, keep it on the outside of this ring there, and then we'll want a little bit on this smaller section, which also rubs against the underside of that little A-shaped frame. And then on this side, we need to try and fish some in there. sort of an area. Okay, hopefully that's all pretty good. That should be enough. So next step is to clip the encoder side back into place, and then the far side. Okay. Now, don't have any annoying little metal rattly pingy noises when I tap the scroll wheel. Let's get them on the side. Work that back in. Okay, cool. Yep, that feels significantly better. Cool. And this Kone Pro Air shell is funky because there's these two clips at the front that you have to get worked free by kind of almost prying this way when you take it apart. But when you put the mouse back together, actually, because there's all these vertical kind of brace lines and stuff that are meant to interlock with various features of this clear skeleton, what you actually do is you just put it straight in like that, and then you have to kind of get under the triggers here to try and pull and clip those front clips back into place, like so. Cool. Anyway, so yeah, just then screws in and skates on and we're good to go. Hopefully that was helpful, guys. I guess, yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed it. If you're just watching for fun or to learn just in case. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.